I have empathy for like kids and animals.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
It's a nice start off. That's a starter kit.
It's something. That's a step in the right direction.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
No, they say
Jesus.
I didn't mean
No, they
to.
say that's
No,
what
you know what? I'm old enough to. I'll never satisfy you.
Bill,
That's a step in the right
They
direction.
say that is what would separate you from, say, a sociopath, a serial killer, is that you care about animals, you care about children. So that's good. That's good news for you today.
Because I've taken those polls. You ever see that poll? Are you a serial killer?
With a test.
Yes, I
Yeah,
have.
after the
I have
fourth-
taken that test. It has not gone well.
Yeah, exactly. After the fourth question, you're like, all right, let's. I don't need to take the rest of this.
Do you laugh
Am
at
I
the
a
pain
late-
and misery of others?
I
I think we got that one.
if it's on TV, and I don't like. Look, I don't. I'm trying to think of something. Yeah, no, I think I do. Every time I saw that guy wipe out on his scooter, oh, it was amazing. He was this older guy.
Well, that's always funny though. People falling always.
Wait, an
makes me
older
laugh.
man was on a what? He was on a scooter?
He was on his scooter. He was riding like a Harley, and he came whipping out. It was one of those. I was on the other side of the road, and there was this concrete divider, and he was going too fast, and he couldn't make the turn, and he hit the concrete thing, and he high-sided and went like up and over, just like landed and just slid on his face.
Oh my
And I had to stop my car, right? And I was the first guy there. And he had rolled over on his back, and I walked up to him, and he was just like, unconscious, just going like, it's like spitting teeth.
Oh, get to the funny part.
The funny part is when this cop finally shows up. The guy was like fucking like 55. It's like, should you have been retired by now? When did you start becoming a cop and you're still driving a cruiser? So he pulls up and just completely could give a fuck. He just walked up to the guy. He had his hands in his pockets and he just looked over and he just goes, "You all right?" Yeah, it was.
You relate to this. When I was a kid, I don't know if you ever saw this, but there was some Christian network. Back then, there was nothing on TV. There were a couple of channels. There was never anything good on. And there was this show that we used to watch that was made with sort of claymation puppets called Davy and Goliath.
Oh, yeah.
And they always supposed to have a good moral about how to behave. Davy was a boy who would sometimes do naughty things, and then he'd learn his lesson, and it was put out by some association of ministers. I swear to God, my brothers and I would watch this because you would flip the channel, and they're bowling on one channel, and there's a Catholic Mass on the other channel. So you'd watch Davy and Goliath, because at least it was a story, and there was some claymation. Right. Anyway, Davy and Goliath go camping with the dad and the mom, and Davy goes off, and he sees a well, and... or he sees a beautiful natural pond, and he finds some paint, some raspberry paint, and he pours it into the pond, turning it all bright, red. And
it's a big bucket.
And, yeah, huge bucket. It was a little pond. And then he's laughing. He says, "Look, Goliath, I made a big thing of raspberry goop." And then the father comes in and yells at him and says, "Look what you've done." And all the animals are gathered around, and they can't drink from this pond anymore because it's been ruined. My brothers and I were laughing so hard. We were crying. We were laughing so hard. I'm telling you, I understand exactly what you're talking about. I think these animals ended up dying. And my brothers and I are on the floor laughing that Davy had said, "Look, I made a big thing of strawberry goop." It's terrible. I'm sorry, but
There's no reason to apologize.
Yeah,
they were
is.
claymation animals.
No, there is.
Like nobody
There
died.
is.
Did you ever pour raspberry paint into a pond?
No, I saw
it's
that.
fine.
But if I had,
You can sit there and laugh. You know what I love is when Davey every once in a while would get into a fight and he would get the shit kicked out of him. Because it was claymation, it didn't have the money. His hair was still perfect, and then they just put a couple of strands of clay on his forehead to indicate that Davey got his ass kicked. They have no idea what we're talking about. This show was on 65 years ago.
Yeah. But I'm trying to explain our childhoods. This is what it was like back then. There's nothing to watch, nothing to do, and occasionally someone in the house would lose their temper in a way that would frighten you, and then it was never spoken about again.
Yeah. Yeah, that was basically That was it. My brother, I don't know if I'd ever tell you this. My brother was like a genius, man. He used to, my parents used to argue. He had a dual cassette boombox, and he used to record the argument and then put music underneath it.